this is happening on so many campuses, but there are some campuses where it is even worse than others. Clearly, Montreal, there is a flavor for anti-Semitism that is off the charts in Canada. I mean, at U of T last summer, they occupied King's College Circle for 3 months, I believe it was. But
See you.
and say exactly. But here at McGill, it is actually an unsafe space for Jews and for those who support Israel. The pro-Hamas faction is really taking over. Why don't we show this clip and check out the carnage firsthand? Can you imagine? Drea, a couple of points. This sort of garbage is happening at U.S. universities, too. I don't think for much longer, given how Donald Trump feels about this. And you see the likes of Berkeley, Columbia, telling Jewish students that, can we just pretend it's the COVID days and you learn remotely, because, these people hate you and we really don't want to do too much pushback against them. I think that's despicable. And I'm sure the Montreal Police Service has, tear gas, water cannons. If that's what has to be used, then use it.
I think there's just so much concerning about seeing this inside of a school. Like, it is completely unacceptable that society as a whole isn't in a complete uproar about this happening. Have we become so desensitized that we think on some level this is okay? You're right. This should be shut down immediately. It is a complete safety risk. And whatever happened to standing against hate? I thought these universities, they spent so much time talking about hate and racism, and yet this happens and suddenly it's okay.
Oh, Drea, when it comes to hate, you're probably talking about something really serious, like misgendering someone, like calling 300-pound bearded Bubba he, him, when you didn't know it's now a she, her. Then the university will get into high gear. They'll practically demand a royal commission on transphobia. Yeah. But little Jew hatred, you know what? Boys will be boys. It is despicable. And I think we have another clip looking at no less than 2 lines of police officers to keep the wannabe jihadis away from the Jews on McGill. I can't believe this is Canada in 2025. But it is. Drea, I can only imagine what a survivor of the Holocaust, and there's fewer and fewer with every passing year, I can only imagine what they think when they see this, because Montreal in 2025 or Berlin in 1938, I can't tell the difference sometimes. This is despicable, and it screams of the lack of leadership. Our politicians, they will get up in front of a microphone and they will say, this is deplorable, there is no room for hate, and then they won't do anything to rein it in other than put up a physical line of police officers. This is shameful.
Well, and we know when it gets ignored, it becomes as accepted to certain people. It includes actual extremists who do worse and worse things as they feel like, again, society is giving them sort of this cahoots, pats on the back. I mean, we see that with like the church is burning as one example, where it just gets worse and worse and worse, or even what's happening with the Teslas right now. That's why you have to shut this stuff down immediately so that there isn't a precedent set that this is okay. These are young people trying to get an education, trying to further, be a productive part of society. And especially if you're Jewish, and I don't even think it's just the Jews who are scared, but of course, if you're Jewish, you have to do so in fear.
100%. And, Drea, I kind of look at, you go to a national park and you'll see signs, don't feed the animals. These pro Hamas animals continue to push the envelope. And the reason is because we allow them to. We see every weekend in cities in Canada and across the world, the jihadis going to even predominantly Jewish neighborhoods, and they chant for genocide, and they display swastikas, and they have people dressing up as Sinwar, the mastermind of October 7th. It's only a matter of time before they have some guy cosplaying Hitler. You mark my words. And nothing's done. I mean, when back in December in Toronto, when a Jewish girls' school got shot up for the third time in 9 months, one of the cops doing the press conference, I brought up all these situations that we see in Toronto, at least at Bathurst and Shepherd. Why isn't this against Section 319 of the Criminal Code? Why is this not a hate crime? And he said some convoluted answer. Well, there's some nuance here. Nuance? Are you kidding me?
Wow. It's just...
Want to stay on top of the latest current events, but don't trust the mainstream media to help you do that? Then check out our daily live stream coverage of the latest news and totally unscripted at rebelnews.com/roundup.